in the steaming jungles of the Pacific, where every step was a battle against the unknown, in the leech-filled swamps of Burma, where the air itself felt heavy with danger, there was an enemy far worse than bullets, lurking in every cut and every breath. Disease, the silent killer that haunted every camp and claimed countless lives. Before penicillin made it to the front lines, infections claimed more lives than combat ever did. The threat was constant, and the odds were grim. Soldiers learned fast. If a wound got infected in that heat, well, you were already dying. There was no time to wait for help, so the jungle itself became a pharmacy. Local healers became teachers, sharing ancient wisdom passed down through generations. And soldiers, they became their own doctors, forced to improvise with whatever they could find. Today, I'm opening the forgotten WWII tropical medicine kit, and the survival secrets inside might just save you one day, whether you're deep in the wild or facing an emergency at home. Welcome to Survival Mode On. Let's dive in and uncover what history has to teach us. First up, mold. Nature's first antibiotic, hiding in plain sight. This was before mass-produced antibiotics. Out there, even a tiny scratch could turn deadly overnight, and every medic knew it. Medics had to improvise. They watched the locals and learned, if infection grows on the body, fight it with the right infection from the earth. So they grew medicinal molds on bread and fruit rinds, then mixed them with fat to make a crude salve. It was a gamble, but it often paid off. The results? They stopped wounds from rotting. They cut down swelling. They saved limbs and lives when nothing else could. This was penicillin before penicillin, the original field medicine. A reminder, medicine began in the dirt beneath our feet long before labs and factories. Modern survival tip: beneficial mold is everywhere. Nature stocks its own antibiotics. You just need to know where to look and how to use them safely. Next, sulfur, the jungle disinfectant and a true lifesaver. Back then, sulfur, brimstone, was as important as a rifle. Why? Because it was a weapon against infection. Because in the tropics, fungus could take a soldier out just as fast as a bullet. Jungle rot was relentless. Sulfur powder dried wounds, killed bacteria, destroyed fungus, and protected skin from swamp rot. It was simple, but effective. Soldiers mixed it with animal fat or wax to make a waterproof paste, perfect for the wettest conditions. It worked then, and it still works now, proving that old remedies have real staying power. Modern tip: mix agricultural sulfur with petroleum jelly for a DIY antifungal salve. For humid climates, long hikes, and foot care, it's a lifesaver. Now quinine, the malaria slayer, and a legend in jungle medicine. If mold saved limbs, quinine saved entire armies. It was the difference between life and death. Malaria could wipe out a regiment before the enemy even fired a shot. The threat was invisible but devastating. Daily quinine was mandatory, and when they ran out, they boiled tree bark and prayed for relief, hoping for a miracle. Even today, quinine hides in tonic water, a glowing reminder of bark that turned the tide against one of humanity's deadliest killers. Here's the survival lesson: nearly all these remedies worked because no refrigeration, natural chemistry, lasts in heat, rain, and mud, made from what was at hand. They were born out of necessity. The greatest survival tool wasn't high-tech. It was knowledge and the will to adapt. Because in the wild, under collapse, or when hospitals are gone, history becomes your first aid teacher. So next time you pack a medkit, think jungle, think mold, think sulfur, think bark, think like a survivor. The soldiers who survived didn't have luxuries. They had resourcefulness. And that's the ultimate survival skill, no matter where you are. Want more life-saving lessons from the past? Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's keep old-school survival wisdom alive for the next generation. This is survival mode on. Stay smart, stay alive. And remember, the jungle's lessons are never truly forgotten.